This is what we woke up to today. Fox News alert. Hamas has confirmed their top political leader has been killed in a strike in Tehran, inside Iran. It marks the most serious escalation in the Middle East since October 7th and increases the threat of a wider war in the region.
The strike in Tehran comes hours after Israel says it killed a senior Hezbollah commander in Lebanon.
Two different strikes. Trey Yingst joins us live from Tel Aviv. So, Trey, it sounds like Israel's behind this. They actually hit this guy in a house in Tehran, in the country of Iran. That is different. So the big question is, when is Iran going to start shooting, and what are they going to shoot with?
Yeah, hey guys, good morning. Massive breaking news overnight. The political leader of Hamas, Ismail Haniyeh, is dead following a missile strike in Tehran overnight. Now, the Israelis have not yet taken credit, but they are likely behind this strike. It is significant because it took place inside Iranian territory, a rare strike against the Iranian capital. We're still gathering details about what exactly took place, but we know Haniyeh was staying in a guest house with other top members of Hamas when the strike occurred. He was actually in town for the inauguration of Masoud Pezeshkian, the new Iranian president who is replacing Ibrahim Raisi, who was killed earlier this year in a helicopter crash. It is significant because Ismail Haniyeh, just hours before, met with Pezeshkian and also the supreme leader of Iran, the Ayatollah Khamenei. They were discussing the current situation across the region. Hours later, Haniyeh was dead in this strike. Now, we are getting new statements from the Islamic Republic, the supreme leader saying this morning, quote, following this bitter, tragic incident which has taken place within the borders of the Islamic Republic, it is our duty to take revenge. There are significant questions today about how the Iranians will respond and if they will use their proxies to do so. But remember, this comes in the aftermath of another strike that took place just hours before, the Israelis taking credit for that strike in the suburbs of Beirut, a Hezbollah stronghold, taking out a Hezbollah commander that the Israelis say was responsible for that rocket attack in the northern part of the Golan Heights on Saturday that killed 12 Druze children and teenagers. This is an unprecedented moment for the Middle East. The Iranians vowing to respond. Israeli forces across the country remain on high alert. And today there is a notice to airmen closing the airspace of northern Israel and anticipation and concern about the possibility of renewed rocket and missile fire from southern Lebanon. Guys, back to you.
So, Trey, this guy's death is obviously going to shake Hamas, but it's not going to destroy it.
Absolutely. It's not going to destroy it. And we should look at the context here about what this means for the region. Hezbollah is the largest Iranian proxy in the Middle East. It's got around 150,000 unguided rockets and drones, along with precision-guided missiles that could be used to target major Israeli population centers. Hamas is Iran's second largest proxy in the Middle East, and it has been destroyed since the October 7th massacre that took place nearly 300 days ago. So the options for Hamas to directly respond are limited, but Iran has a variety of options on the table. And as we saw after the strike that took place in April against Mohammad Sakhadi, that top IRGC general, Iran does have the ability to target Israel with things like ballistic and cruise missiles. They did so earlier this year, and they are threatening retaliation for this strike overnight that took place in their territory and the strike that took place against Beirut, targeting that Hezbollah commander. Really, there are a variety of options on the table, but Iran, like Israel, is trying to avoid a larger regional war.
Good.
But given how rapidly both countries are climbing this escalation ladder, it may be out of their control. And Israeli officials today, including the defense minister Yoav Gallant, say the country is prepared for war, even though they're hoping one does not take place.
But, Trey, the key is the status quo does not work. There are too many Hamas fighters left in Gaza to possibly declare go to a peace agreement. Sinwar still lives. And in the north, you've told me, there's about 80,000 people who've been displaced in a very small country. They're sitting in hotels. They can't go to school. A lot of them can't work. So the Hezbollah situation in the north is not tolerable. So they have to find a way to get through this. The current situation doesn't work. It doesn't seem like negotiators are figuring that in, and their American counterparts have ever stated that publicly, that this current situation can't come to a conclusion yet.
Yeah, Brian, you bring up a great point, and I want to talk about this week and how rapidly things have changed. On Sunday, CIA Director William Burns was in Rome, and he was meeting with Qatari and Egyptian negotiators, and the officials that we talked to were hopeful that a ceasefire agreement was about to happen between Israel and Hamas. Within a few hours after that meeting, Hamas released a statement saying the Israelis were going back on their promises, and those conversations started to fall apart. Now, just days later, the leader of Hamas, Ismail Haniyeh, the head negotiator for the organization, was killed in a targeted assassination in Tehran. This is an indication that ceasefire talks are basically off the table. And I do want to just quickly read you a statement from the Qatari Prime Minister, the man who has been responsible for a lot of the negotiations taking place. And he had an extensive statement this morning, but he asks one question here, and it's an important question in all of this. He says, how can mediation succeed when one party assassinates the negotiator on the other side? An end to the war in Gaza is not going to happen in the immediate aftermath of the killing of the top official from Hamas. You still have more than 100 hostages inside Gaza, no end in sight, no diplomatic solutions now on the table to end the conflict there. As you noted, there are tens of thousands of Israelis displaced in the northern part of this country, continuous rocket and drone attacks taking place. Just last evening, another Israeli civilian was killed in one of those attacks. Just earlier in the month, you had that drone attack launched by the Houthis in Yemen, another Iran-backed organization. We were here on the ground in Tel Aviv when that explosion rocked the city, killing someone here. You have these Iran-backed Iraqi and Syrian Shia militias that today are threatening new attacks, not just against Israel, but against American bases across the region. And then you have this X factor of Iran and how it will respond to this strike against its capital overnight. We're talking about 7 different fronts here when you include the West Bank.
Wow.
A really unprecedented moment for the region and a country that is at war for the past 300 days. The forces in Israel are tired. We've been talking with not only the defense minister, Yoav Gallant, but also soldiers on the front line in Gaza. We were in Rafah, that southernmost city, at the beginning of the month, speaking with soldiers there as they battled Hamas on the front lines. There are really major questions about what comes next, but Israeli forces have to remain on high alert. It's part of the reason that notice to airmen was issued, closing the airspace in the northern part of this country. And remember, there are 3 tiers of air defense systems here. You have the lowest tier, the Iron Dome, you have the David Sling, and also the Arrow missile defense system. We saw all 3 in use when Iran attacked Israel earlier this year. All of those systems on alert today over concerns that Iran could directly respond against Israel following this attack that killed the leader of Hamas, Ismail Haniyeh, overnight in Tehran, and also that significant strike, the first time, we should note, since this war began in early October, that Israel has targeted Hezbollah in the Lebanese capital of Beirut, striking Dahria, this neighborhood where Hezbollah launches many of their operations and plans out of the region.
All right,
Guys,
thank you so much, Trey. It was very strategic.
Thanks, Trey. What analysis, as well as reporting.
Nobody knows better.
He's amazing. So this Hamas leader is at this inauguration. He left Qatar, or Qatar. You can pronounce it either way. But he left Qatar, and he was vulnerable to this attack. And Israel, this is an Israeli raid. The U.S. military is telling Fox News that the U.S. had no involvement in this assassination. And this man was one of the most senior leaders of Hamas and has been for the past 20 years.
But by the way, he was to the face of the negotiations, but Sinwar was calling the shots. And by losing the PR war and the global PR war, and having U.S. officials treat Benjamin Netanyahu so poorly, they think they're winning by living. And we're slow-walking weapons at the same time, or holding back weapons at the same time.
Didn't he cheered when he found out his own sons and grandchildren had been killed?
His 3 sons were killed and 4 grandkids were killed, and they were patting him on the back, saying, congratulations, they're now martyrs. That's the mindset Israel's dealing with.
Well, the Pentagon says we have had no involvement. It will be interesting to see if our president says anything from the White House. I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.